topic. See, employability skills and interview techniques. So, without learning interview techniques, we cannot get good employment opportunities. That is why I have included is along with employability skills, interview techniques also. So this is our today's session. So let us go into detail about this. And the learning outcomes are, after completing the session, you will be able to perform, you will be able to gain knowledge, and you will be able to prepare yourself to meet an interview confidently about the following aspects. So after completion of the session, the learners will be able to achieve. This is our learning outcome. So you will be able to define employability skills, and you will be able to state employers' expectations. So if you are an employee, if you are a person or candidate who is going to attend interview, you will be having some expectations. Like that, employers also will be having some expectations. So what are those expectations that we will see? Then you will be able to describe the elements of employability skills. So what are the important elements plays very important role to gain knowledge and develop our skills towards employability skills, and gain skill on interview techniques. So there are few interview techniques are there which you can develop to crack the interviews, like tailoring your curriculum vitae and preparing for an interview, then rehearsing, then listening skills, body language, and looking good and feeling good and sound good means what? Then telephone interviews. See, sometimes you may face telephone interviews. So how to face the telephone interview confidently, then do's and don'ts in interview. So these are the objectives for the session. So let us see one by one. So generally, what is employability skills? So skills are proficiency required for self-presentation for job applications and interviews to get suitable employment. So we have proficiency. We should be proficient enough to present ourselves to anybody. Because somebody do not know about ourselves means, if they ask about ourselves means, we should be able to present about ourselves. Who are we and what and all we know. What experience we have, like that. So the skills and proficiency required for self-presentation. So we are going to present about ourselves for job application, then for the interviews to get suitable employment. So these are the skills that is called employability skills. And also set of highly desirable and transferable skills that will identify you as a suitable candidate or employee. So you will have the desirable qualities and you have transferable skills that will identify you as a suitable candidate or employee for an employer. So employers only will identify you as a suitable candidate for their company. So all these desirable qualities and transferable skills which you have means they will select for the employment. So let us see all those skills. And before going to generally about employability skills, in our system, in our NCET system, or in our CTS and CITS system, we have employability skills subject for our CTS courses. So the basic level courses, we have employability skills, and CTS syllabus, for what purpose we have to equip the trainees with the necessary knowledge of workplace environment prior to his or her entry into the world of work. And so we are equipping the CTS trainees to gain necessary knowledge and to gain necessary workplace environment skills and to adopt all those skills and knowledge for the workplace. So for this purpose, we are imparting employability skills, and also to get national trade certificate. So after successful completion of the course, and if they pass in the employability skills, then they will be awarded national trade certificate. For this purpose only, CTS course employability skill syllabus. And let us see what are the content of the CTS course employability skills. The subject covered under CTS employability skills are communication skills, English language proficiency, and quality management tools, entrepreneurship development skills, skills, occupational safety and health. So these are the 5 important topics which will be covered in craftsman training scheme employability skill portions. See, apart from this also, you may be CITS course person, or you may be some other candidate who may not have CTS or CITS qualification. So for everybody, this session will be useful. Let us see one by one. And in this particular CTS course, communication skills, how to confidently face the interview, whatever skills we have gained, it may be garment skill or electronic skill or computer skill or desktop publishing skill. After successful completion of the course, we will be able to get job in a suitable industries or respective industries. So when we apply for the post, we have to prepare biodata, resume or curriculum vitae. So we have to present ourselves in a proper manner, our qualification, our name, address, and date of birth, and our personal details, and what are the skills we have. So everything we have to mention and send it to the employer. Nowadays all the employers are getting the applications and biodata through soft copy. So after scrutinizing your application, you will be called for interview. So that time your communication skills should be proper, and you have to properly communicate whatever they are asking. You have to listen properly. Then you have to answer to their questions. That is communication skill. Then English language proficiency. So functional grammar is very important, and so tense, grammar, and all included in this topic. The second topic is English language proficiency. Then third one, quality management tool. So you will be working in an industry, your trade, maybe electronics or mechanical and all. So after successful completion of your trade, you will be working you will get job or apprenticeship in an industry. So there, every industry will follow the quality principles. About that you are going to learn these quality management tools. And entrepreneurship development also. See, everybody may not have interest to work in an industry. Somebody may have interest to become as an entrepreneur. So you can start your own business. For that, what are the skills required and all, you will learn in the 4th chapter, entrepreneurship development skill. Then occupational safety and health. See, housekeeping is very important, and safety is very important. So all these housekeeping, safety, maintenance, all the topics will be covered in the occupational safety and health. So these are the important topics. You are all CITS trainees, craft instructor training scheme trainees. So you have passed the CTS courses. So you know this subject very well. Even though I am just comparing today's session with the CTS course. So let us see, as per the objective, the employer's expectations. So employee or job seeker expects a secured job. So any individual will he will think about a secured job. So wherever we are applying for the post, the company should be a good company. Good company means what? Salary also will be good, and a secured job. So he will expect the first field will be the secured job. Like that, employers also will have some expectations. Let us see what are the expectations employers will be having. They will think first fit to their company's skill set. So they will see a candidate who is coming for an interview. They will see some set of skills that is called skill set. What are those skill set? Add value. A person, suppose you will be selected for the company, means they have company values. So will this person will add to the company's value? So this fellow, if he joins, will he work properly, and through him our value will increase. Through him our teamwork, will he play the role of team in the teamwork, and what about his attitude, and whether he perform well. So everything is considered as value. So they will think about value to the company. And professionalism. So you may be having your ITS certificate, you may be a diploma holder, or you may be a graduate engineer, or whatever it may be. So once you have been selected for the particular post, so you have to fulfill the professionalism. So you have to meet the requirement for the post. That is called professionalism, like communication skills and polite behavior also they will think. And the teamwork, you have to work in a team. You have been selected for a company means you will have so many employees along with you who will be working along with you. So sometimes you have to work individually, independently, and sometimes you have to work in a team. So whether you are able to work in a team, so that attitude they will check. And decision making also, whether your decision making skill is faster, how you are making the decision, quick decision are you taking and all, they will assess. They will expect from you. Then positive attitude, are you having a positive attitude? Because always people will like optimist, optimist who is having always positive thinking, positive attitude. So as an employer, they will look positive attitudes and optimism in yourself and in you. So that is also very important. And honesty, of course. So you know the word honesty is the best policy. So still honesty is the best policy. So we should be a honest person, and we have to show that we are honest. So many methods are there to test the honesty of an individual. So while interview time, people they have the list of questions and psychological tests and all there. So you need not to prove your honesty, but you should feel that I am a honest person, like that. So these are the expectations of the employers. So next slide you see. And this employability skills. So the topic is employability skills and interview techniques. So first we will finish about employability skills, and next interview skills. So employability skills that make you attractive. You see the picture left side. You see you are standing here, and this is magnet, and this is the employers. So employment opportunities in the right side, and the magnet will attract you. It will pull you. So if you have the employability skills which is required for an employer. So a small picture, I mean simple picture speaks more than words. So if you have employability skills, we will see all the required skills that make you attractive. So it will pull, any company will pull you, this person is a suitable person. Like, let us see what are the employability skills which you require. See, important, there are so many skills are required. One of the important skills are communication skill. So first and foremost skill which you require is communication skill. So communication means what? You know very well, we have discussed in so many chapters about presentation, about communication and all. And exchanging of ideas or transferring information, only communication. So there are four important elements plays very important role in communication. One is speaking, through speaking, and reading, writing. Apart from the three elements, that is reading, writing, speaking, listening also very important. So listening skill is very important. Unless you listen properly, then you cannot communicate properly, or you cannot answer to the person who is asking or expecting some information from you. So communication skill is very important. We have to develop it. Then interview skills. So interview skills we are going to see in the following slides. So what are the skills required? So in the previous slide, we have seen what is the company or employer's expectation. So the employer should be fit to the skill set, that is a professionalism of the company, whether he will work in the team and all. So like that, a few more skills are required. So we have to develop all those skills, and we have to present ourselves in the interview. So all those skills are coming under interview skills. And teamwork. So as I told you, you will be working in a company. So company is a group of people are working, and they will have a raw material, and production will be there, input, process, output. So there are a lot of activities will happen. They will manufacture so many items, even electronic industry or mechanical industry or software company. There are so many step-by-step methods are involved. So you have to work in a team. Your section may be production or marketing or sales or whatever it may be. So you will have chance to work in a team and also independently. And you should have multitasking. Next one is multitasking skill. Which is also very important. So multitasking means what? You know very well, this Microsoft Windows is a tasking operating system. So when we use one folder or one software, at the same time we can minimize that software and maximize one more software, or open one more software. This is called multitasking. So like that, one individual also, we must acquire so many skills so that we will be special than anybody else, others. So we are passing one exam and we are having one qualification. So for a post, all will apply which they will be having same qualification and they may have experience, same experience, which makes you unique or different from others, means you should have additional qualifications. That is called multitasking skills. So if you have that multitasking skills and you have, while in the interview time, they may ask you know this or you know that. If you have that multitasking skills, then they will have impression on you that this fellow is having more than the required, more than the requirement, and he is very suitable for this post. And he will also perform whenever that section person is not having. Suppose you have been selected in design means and you have very good communication skill means you can be used in marketing, because for marketing and sales, communication skill is very important. So multitasking skill is very important for employability. And active listening. So you should be an active listener. Listening skill is very important. So whatever communication is happening, you are sending or receiving, and listening is very, very important. So active listening is very important skill. Then problem solving. So problem solving also very important. So through your experience, or you can also consult the seniors or experienced person, and that skill is very required. So problem solving skill also very important skill. Then time management. So you should know the importance of managing the time. You are not exactly managing the time. Time management means you are managing your work, yourself, and also others who are all with you, and you are prioritizing that. So time budgeting is the suitable word for time management. So you have to budget your time and schedule to-do list, prepare a to-do list and give priority for that, prioritize your work, and you can manage your time properly. So all these skills are very much required, which we can consider as employability skills. So next we will see very interesting and important interview skills, interview techniques. Why it is employability skill is called employability skill, and the interview skills are considered as interview techniques, because you are following some techniques. You will get a good job means you have to apply that technique. So it is like cracking the exam, cracking civil service, cracking banking exam and all. No, some technique is there. So if you follow those technique, then definitely you will see success. That is why interview techniques. So let us see. Before going to interview techniques, let us see what is interview exactly. Interaction between two or more persons for a specific purpose. So the definition of interview is interaction between two or more persons for a specific purpose. So some purpose will be there. It is not always for selection of candidates. It is not always for selection of candidates. It may be sometimes in TV, you might have seen some people will give interview and some people will take interview. So to get information, to gain information, or to get some news from somebody, they will meet and they will get the information. So that is also interview. So for some specific purpose, two or more people will interact. That is the definition for interview. Then meeting of persons face to face, especially for the purpose of oral examination of the candidates. So here we are here to get employment opportunity and face interview. So in that case, we have to face a person face to face, and one person will examine the other person without any written communications, only oral communications. So especially for the purpose of oral examination of candidates. So here we are discussing oral interview, oral examination. So they may ask you so many things. They may ask you your background and all, what kind of experience you have, and share your experience with your previous organizations or in your training institute or college, like that. So that is face to face to select a candidate and giving oral examination. So questions will be asked orally. That is called an interview. And now you see one very important question will be asked in every interview. All the levels, starting from civil service, IAS, IPS officers, or any, welder, fitter, technician, mechanic, manager, whatever it may be, this question is a very common question which will be asked by the interviewer to the candidate. What is the question? Can you tell me about yourself? So this question is very important. And for that, I would like to refer Lao Tzu, one philosopher, Chinese philosopher's quotes. So preparing for an interview, you are going to prepare for an interview. Before that, we should have knowledge about ourselves, how to present ourselves. What is the importance of knowing about ourselves? You see, knowing others is wisdom. Knowing yourself is enlightenment. So knowing others is wisdom, and knowing yourself is enlightenment. This is a great philosopher, Chinese philosopher Lao Tzu's quotes. So time to time, I'm showing you some philosophers' great thoughts related to the subject. And here, we should know about ourselves. That is a great enlightenment. If we know about ourselves properly, means, and we are enlightened person like that. So can you tell me about yourself means, in an interview, this question is a very, very famous question or important question, or it is a must. And we have to prepare ourselves to, demonstrate or explain about ourselves. So your answer helps employers to know how effectively you present yourself, your own personality. So whatever, habit or knowledge, skill, attitude, which will influence on others is our personality. So the interview board members, person who is selecting you for that will how well he is presenting himself, in what way he will be helpful for our, suitable for our company, like that. So it is very important to know about ourselves and also present ourselves. So we know about ourselves means what? We should know about our strength. We should know about our weakness. So the weakness has to be replaced by strength. So we have to develop the weakness if we are lacking communication skills, and we have to develop our communication skills. If we are lacking our written communication skills, we have to improve our communication, writing, written communication skill and oral communication skills. And also wherever we are team work or whatever skills we need to develop, that can be developed. That will be our strength. So this is about ourselves. And next one, so we are preparing for interview. So what are the skills required? We know. Now we are going to prepare for an interview. So we have passed our course, and we have the qualification and we have the certificate for that. Next, we are going to apply for the post. So what we have to do first, we have to prepare our biodata or curriculum vitae. So tailoring your curriculum vitae. Why I mentioned tailoring means, what is tailoring? So 2 meter or 3 meter cloth will be there. 3 meter cloth for shirt or a garment. So we are going to a tailor. So whatever measurement he is taking as per our shirt or pant, the required measurement, tailor will measure, then he will cut and stitch the garment. So based on the requirement, we are making the garment like that. Based on the company's requirement, we have to prepare the biodata. Okay, so that is tailoring your CV. So well-written CV is a mini presentation of good points and achievements. So we have some good points, we have our strength, and that strength and good points has to be presented properly in a paper. That paper is called as your resume or biodata or curriculum vitae, CV. In short form, we will call as CV. So prepare a CV as per the company requirement. So you have a lot of knowledge and a lot of skill. You have learned so many skills and so many knowledge, subject knowledge you have. One company's a production company, or one company is a marketing company, one company may be advertisement company. So wherever you require, you can apply for the post. You can see the post depending upon the post requirement, and you can mention whatever qualities you have, and remaining you need not to mention. So some qualification you may have that may not be suitable for that company. Some experience you may have that may not be suitable for that company. So removing all those unwanted qualities and experience and qualifications, whatever required, you can mention. So prepare a CV as per the company requirement. Leave no gaps in your CV. Suppose 3-4 years before you might have completed your course. So the 3 years what you have done, you should not say I just simply sitting in my home. I was not getting any job. I was simply sitting in the home. You should not tell like that. You may fill up properly that I was doing some distance education program. I was doing some training program and all. Or you can attend some short courses that you can mention. So you should try to avoid gap in your uh, resume or curriculum vitae. So give good reason for leaving previous employment. So you may have some 5 years, 6 years experience. So now you are applying for a new post. So you left your previous company. You left your previous company. You have to tell for what purpose you left. You should not say I don't like the company. I don't like the manager. I don't like my boss, so I left the company. That is not the good answer. You have to tell the honest answer, the reason why you left. You can say, I want better prospect and I want interesting job. I want to be active in the company, know much work in the company. Like that, valid reasons you have to tell. So the reason which you are telling should be a honest one and a proper reason and a good reason. And large companies feed CVs into scanners and do keywords for search. So nowadays, you need not to apply in a paper and post to the company, and all the companies are getting your biodata or CVs through soft copy. So you can go to the company website and you can see job vacancies, requirement, recruitment and all, and you can apply. So there they may have standard resume or you may have your own resume, soft copy of your own resume, then you can upload it. So they will have keywords, key terms for that. Some suppose programmer or software engineer or welder or fitter, whatever it may be. So for a programmer, you must have the languages. You should have language skills, programming languages, whatever you know, C, C++ or Java, HTML, whatever you know, you can mention in that. So there they will scan. So the keywords are Java, C++, programming, HTML and all. So these are the keywords. If you do not have those language proficiency or experience in the language, then your biodata will be, will not be selected, will be rejected. So we have to see all those things. Then keywords are very important. So you have to mention the keywords based on the, the post. So tailoring CV is very important. Biodata has to be prepared well. And preparing for an interview. So you have prepared biodata and company is going to call you or they have called you after a week, you have interview date. So what you have to do, you have to prepare for that. So preparing for an interview, what we have to do. So we may have the company details. Sometimes we may not have the company details. So what we have to do, we should know about the company detail. It may be a public sector company or it may be a private company or it may be government organization. So when we get the interview call letter, then we have to check the date and address, place and all. And we have to plan our schedule when we have to reach. If it is an outstation, then we have to plan our travel, booking the tickets and all we have to do. And if possible, one day before we can go. If it is out of station, then one day before we can reach there. And the place also we can find and search the place, where is it. Sometimes it is better you can visit the previous day and the company and all. Then so that you will understand the next day, last moment tension will not be there. For that purpose, you can locate the company, interview venue address, and you can comfortably and leisurely you can go before the time. So researching the company, management, others employed or interviewed by the organization, it makes you well organized and well informed. So we must know about the company. Suppose Bangalore, you got the in Indian Telephone Industries, is a one public sector company, you got call letter, so interview call letter. So you have electronics background, you have completed your electronics course. So you got a company call letter and your interview date will be fixed. If it is you are staying in the out of station, means you have to reach Bangalore. In Bangalore, Indian Telephone Industry, in Bangalore you have to go. So how to travel to Bangalore and what mode you are going to Bangalore, by bus or train, you have to see. Then you make a schedule. Then you search about Indian Telephone Industry. So what is Indian ITI Limited means what, and what they are manufacturing, telephone sets they are manufacturing. Apart from that, what are the electrical equipments they are manufacturing? They are not only manufacturing telephone receivers and receivers, they are also manufacturing other communication devices. So everything you must know, and about the management and how big is the company, how many employees are working. So these details, if you collect, sometimes they may ask you, you know about our company, what we are manufacturing. That time if you tell, yes, I know about your company is manufacturing this, these are the products, and this many members are working in your company, means then they will have interest on you, and they will you will impress them that this fellow is knowing about have good knowledge about our company, about our products and all. So this will give good impression on them. Like that, any company, any organization, so we have to search about their products and what exactly they are manufacturing. So this is a good research, a small research, and but it is good for you to attend the interview confidently. And if you can show that you know the product and company mission, your interviewer get impressed. So every company will have mission, vision, and objectives. So what is their goal, aim, objectives, like that. Company also will have their own missions, visions, and objective statements. So, and apart from the products which will be manufactured by the company, if you know about the vision of the company, what is their vision, what is their quality quality principles and all, then it is added advantage for you. So you will impress them, the interviewers. Test before interview. Sometimes some tests will be conducted before the interview, because lot of candidates are there. So hundreds of candidates are there for some 10 posts, or maybe less than 10 posts. 150 or 200 candidates may be there. So all will be waiting. The time they cannot interview everybody, or only with the interview they cannot choose the best candidate. So in that case, there will be written tests. So aptitude test and English language test and numerical ability tests and all they will conduct. So you must know that before going for interview, and they may conduct some tests. They will clearly mention in the application, your call letter. So before interview, you will be having 30 minutes or 1 hour written test, your numerical ability test or aptitude analysis test, like that, or English basic English language proficiency test. So for that you have so many reference books or materials available. So you go through that and you prepare yourself the basic mathematics skills to improve basic mathematics and English language proficiency. So these are very important for preparing interview, for an interview. Then rehearsal is very important. Rehearsal. So rehearsal means what? You might have seen for songs and dance and all. Rehearsal. Rehearsal means before doing before singing a song or before participating in a dance event, people will do rehearsals, 10 times, 100 times, 50 times, like that. They will say, in TV channel and all, you might have seen, so many months I was practicing, so many years I was practicing. Sports champions and all will tell, so many years I was heavy, practicing very hardly, like that. So that is called rehearsing. For interview also, we can do rehearsals. So what kind of company, what is the nature of work and all. So we find some friends or well-wishers who will help us in developing our interview skills. So let us see what are the rehearsal skills. Prepare for self-introduction about your qualification, work experience, your strength in a very appealing and convincing, interesting way. So in rehearsal, you can ask somebody, your friends, so suppose 3-4 friends, along with your group or team, you form a team. So 5 members, all 5 members will prepare for exam or prepare for interview. All 5 should get from a good company, a job in a good company for this post and all. So you plan accordingly. You also prepare for interview. So one time you will be candidate, you will be a candidate. Other 4 members will be members, interview board members. So they will ask, one person will ask you personal details, one person will ask you your subject and your skill details. Like that, you can also become as a member one time, and your friend can become as a candidate. So this way you can make rehearsals. So in that way, one person can ask you, tell me about yourself, means you have to tell about your qualification, your work experience, and your strength and all. Because it is very important to inform yourself about your qualification, your experience in a in a convincible manner, and it also should be in a appealing way and interesting way. That way you have to practice. You can ask them what mistakes I am doing while communicating. What are the mistakes I am doing? What are the points I left? So all the points which you have prepared should be communicated to the members. So all this you can, while doing rehearsals, your friends will note down. So these are the points you have prepared, and this you have not done. So that you can include when after getting the feedback. So rehearsals and all, once completion of the rehearsals are the trial, or you can say like mock test, mock interview. This is also called as mock interview. So after that, you can ask feedback from your friends. So few rehearsals before the mirror or in front of well-wishers. So in front of the mirror also you can stand and speak, or sit and speak, like you introduce yourself. I am so and so. I have this qualification. I have this many years experience. I worked in this company. I have done this work, and I have worked in this company. I have done this work and all. Like that, you can speak in front of the mirror and also in front of your well-wishers. So why I am mentioning here well-wisher, somebody should not criticize you and somebody should not demotivate you. The person who will always motivate you is a well-wisher. So that is very important. And feel good factors. You have to feel always good. You should not, you will be always an optimist, not a pessimist. So you should think positive. And I am qualified. See, these are the positive thoughts. I am qualified. I have experience. I am well organized. I am a good team leader. I would fit into this company perfectly. So you should always think positive. So you have qualification, you have experience. That is why you have applied for the company, and the company will call you for interview. Then the company called you, and you are facing the interview board members, and you are going to share your experience, and whatever questions they are asking, you are going to listen carefully and you are going to answer to them. So these are the important activities which will happen in interview. Everything you are going to rehearse, make rehearsals. So you are going to do a mock interview. That is called rehearsals. The next one, again, it is continuing. Set up a practice group for rehearsal. So I told 5 of you, you and 4 other good friends will combinedly prepare for, like how you will prepare for combined studies for exams, final tests or final exams, combined study, like that. After your course also, successful completion of your course, then you can prepare for interview. So all 5 members together, you practice, and whatever skills required you develop, and also you do rehearsals and you practice like an interview. You attend, you ask questions, you attend their questions, answer to their questions, and communication skills you develop, and about yourself, present properly, and in an attractive manner and in an interesting manner, present yourself. So everything is possible. You make one practice group for the rehearsal. Do a mock interview with your friends. Ask proper feedback about your tone of voice, body language, eye contact, etc. So about body language also, I have a few slides. Interesting informations are available. So body language is very important because, though we are speaking, the communication happens more than 70% through body language, by facial expressions, through our actions and all. So It is very important. So you can ask your friends to note your body language. Sometimes you have to avoid some mannerisms, which is not required, and it may distract the person who is listening your information, who is listening or receiving your communication. For that, body language is very important. And also eye contact. When in an interview, you have to always have eye contact with the person who is asking you, and you may speak a lot, or you will answer to their questions. That is very important. Before receiving, before giving your answers, you have to listen first. So listening is very important. And tone also, properly how to speak, clearly how to speak. So all these points are very important. For that, mock interview is very important. And you can get the feedback like, what is my strength? What are my strengths? Your friends will note down, these are your strengths. And what are my weaknesses? So these are your weaknesses, 1, 2, 3, so that you can avoid all those weaknesses and you can improve those weaknesses into your strength. So your friends will note down everything and give you feedback. Then, what change can I make? You have to change all these things. So you sit properly, and you have to, stand properly and wish properly. Like that, some mannerisms are there, and you have to change your attitude, and you have to dress properly, neatly, and you have to comb neatly, and you can cut your hair if you have more hair. So many things are there. While attending the interview, everything should be noted down by your friends and will be shared with you at the end of the rehearsal. Get feedback and develop required skills. So whatever skills required, you can develop by getting their feedback. And listening skills, you see the importance of listening skills. You will be expected to talk for 80% of the time. It's the listening you do that counts. So you are attending the interview. Now interview hall, okay, you are entering, and the members asked you to take your seat. So you are sitting, and it is starting. So interview is starting, maybe half an hour or maybe 40 minutes. For example, half an hour means in that half an hour or 30 minutes, 80% you are going to speak. So people will expect you to get information from you. They always expect what are the informations this fellow will give. So in what way he will help us, the company, or in what way he will be a suitable candidate for the post. So 85% you will speak. The remaining 15%, what you will do, you have to listen. That 15% of what you will listen only, 85% you are going to give. You understand? So you will be expected to talk for 85% of the time. It's the listening you do that counts. So listening is very important. Listen carefully the questions. Say right answer to the questions. Sometimes you may not know the answer. So honestly, you say, I do not know. Instead of telling, I don't know, you are giving some other wrong answers, or you are dragging the answers, and it leads to waste of time. And also the interview members and all will not be happy with you. So that leads to, bad impression, and you may lose the job or opportunity. So you have to listen carefully and answer the question properly. Say right answer to the question, and establish good rapport with the interviewers. So always you should have good rapport with the interviewers. So 3 or 4 members are sitting and asking you means one by one you have to answer, and you have to have good rapport with everyone, and you speak confidently, you answer to their questions, and that is called good rapport. And God has given us 2 ears and one mouth. You must listen more than you speak. So we need not to speak much. Whatever questions they are asking, confidently you answer to that. So we have to listen more carefully. We have to listen. So 2 ears we have, one mouth we have. So we have to listen carefully. Always we should listen more than required speech. Whenever required, you have to speak. Next, body language. So body language is our appearance, the manners, facial expressions, posture, gesture, and eye contact. So appearance means how we appear, how we are dressing. So we have to dress neatly and clothes. Female candidate means they can have the dress properly dressed. Sari means sari, or any other dress which is comfortable for you and which makes you look good, and in a decent manner we should wear our dress and neatly, and it should not it should be a formal one, not a casual one. So we should appear properly dressed, neatly dressed. And manners also, sometimes people will have some unnecessary body language, so that and all we should avoid. And facial expressions very important, and postures, how we are sitting, how we are nodding the head, and smiling, and with the facial expressions we are expressing, we are communicating. And gestures also very important, eye contact also very important. So all elements are included in the body language. So let us see the definition of body language. Body language is a form of mental and physical ability of human nonverbal communication, which consists of body posture, gesture, facial expressions, and eye movements. So body language means it is a form of mental and physical ability of human nonverbal communication. So communication is a process of giving information and receiving information, sending information and receiving information, only communication. And there are verbal communication and non-verbal communication. So we are writing, or we are asking what's your name. Non-verbal communication means, without verbal, without any words, letters, or speaking, we can communicate, and also we can understand somebody's feeling, what they want to communicate, what they are having, their intention and all. That is called body language, which consists of body posture, the way how they are sitting, the way how they are standing, the way how they are walking. Everything is posture, gesture, and facial expressions. So if you are happy, if the person is happy, not happy, everything is understandable by seeing their face. And eye movements also very important. So everything is very important, which is coming under body language. So there are 4 important elements: posture, eye movements, facial expressions, and gesture. So posture is how we are sitting, the pose, and eye movements also very important. So we should have always eye contact, proper eye contact with the interview members, and facial expressions also. So we can understand that these people are interested in our about our informations which we are telling about, that, or our answers are good. They are convinced about our answers. So we can understand through the facial expressions. And gestures also, they are nodding the head, or yes, they are moving towards you, means it is a kind of positive gestures. So that we will see some gestures. You see, body language through hands and facial expressions. So many actions are there in face. So these are all facial expressions, and this is body language. So the way how we stand, and how the manners, how we move our hands and legs, are mannerism. And communication and body language. So human communication consists of 90% body language and para-linguistic cues. Only 7% of communication consists of words themselves. So human communication consists of 93% body language and para-linguistic cues. Only 7% of communication consists of words themselves. So what is the para-linguistic cues? It refers to the non-verbal elements of communication. So non-verbal elements of communication only plays very important role in communication process. That is 93% of our body language. And 60 to 70% of all meaning is derived from non-verbal communication. So nearly 60 to 70% derived from non-verbal behavior. So body language is very important. So we must know what is body language, how we can understand the interviewer is interested in us or convinced, like that. some of the behaviors and the reasons in body language. So clearing throat frequently, biting fingers and nails. So in an interview, or it may be in the class or any time, somebody's like that, clearing throat frequently without any cough or cold problem. Somebody is doing like that means they are not comfortable. And biting fingers and nails, some people will bite nails and all, unnecessarily. That case, these people are having nervousness, so they are in tension, they are tensed. So due to tension, this right side and all reasons, left side the behavior, what they will, their actions. So clearing throat frequently and biting finger or nails are due to nervousness. And resting chin on palm like this, like this, means negative towards other person. So they are not interested to listen to you, or the person is not interested to the person who is sitting opposite. So negative towards the other person. Resting chin on the palm. And like this. And smiling eyes, relaxed brow. So always a person is very happy mood or smiley eyes and relaxed eyebrow means comfortable. The person is comfortable. So that is why he is happy and looks happy with the smiling eyes and relaxed brow. And that is the meaning of comfortable, comfortness. Then biting the lips. So sometimes somebody is doing like this means it is also tension or nervousness. Expresses embarrassment, also lack of self-confidence. So person is not confident enough, and also embarrassment. In that time, biting the lips will happen. Then direct eye contact. So person is having direct eye contact. That means is positive and interested. So this is positive. Then tapping movement of foot often. So somebody will tap, making sound with the shoes or chappal, tapping. That is not a good sign or body language. The reason is impatient or nervousness. They are not having passions. So impatience and nervousness, that time people will tap their foot. So all these behaviors are due to the reasons. So body language is very important. So what are the unnecessary body language we have, unnecessary mannerisms we have, that has to be avoided. Next, key indicator. So we are in the interview board and we have to assess the interview board members' perceptions. That means what they are thinking about us. So we are facing interview, we are giving answers, and whatever they are asking, we are replying to them. That time we can also assess what they have in their mind. That is called key indicators. See, points like nodding, interested facial expressions, attentive body language, leaning towards, alert, repeating keywords, extending questions like that's interesting, tell me more. These are the positive key indicators. So positive sign about yourself. So let me tell about you. Let me hear more about you. That's interesting. Oh, I see. Like that means they have interest on you to know further. So more about yourself and what work you have done, what is your experience, means they are interested about that topic. So I'm nodding the head also, and interesting facial expressions. Sometimes, with surprise, they will show the surprise in their face. Very interestingly, keen to listen to you means that is and all key positive key indicators. That is you have advantage to be selected. Then pay attention to non-verbal clues like body language, words. Okay, we talk to you later. If they say okay, I say, is it so? Okay, we'll talk to you later means, so they are not much impressed on your performance. So if they say like that, not only one members, all the members are feeling, if they show their facial expressions not satisfied, then we can think that they are not impressed. We have not done well, like that. A few more key indicators we'll see. Interviewers' body language changes from negative to positive. Like, see, negative means leaning back or crossed arms. So crossed arm means like this. They are sitting like this. Means they are having negative opinion on us. So if they do suddenly rubbing the chin like this means so positive attitude. So they are having interest on us. This fellow is giving some interesting information, and he may be suitable for our company like that. So suddenly rubbing the chin and all positive attitude. Then fiddling with the objects. So sometimes they may have pen or pencil. If they do like this something, or removing the specs or doing something unnecessarily, if they fiddle with some object means these are all negative indicators. That means they are not interested on our reply. Then index finger on chin. So index finger on chin means like this means they are listening very interestingly. So it is a positive sign. Then clenching hands, clenching hands, keeping like this means are negative. So what this fellow is doing, boring, and he's not, very much suitable, or no much information, or no much knowledge, no experience and all. So clenching hands, leaning forward means like this. So they are leaning forward means they are having interest on you, and they're expecting something else, and they are looking something else from you. So if you give those expectations, if you fulfill those expectations, then you have more chance that they like you, and you will be selected for the post. That is also one positive indicator, key indicator. When pulling the ear, so pulling the ear means like this, like pulling the ear means they are feeling boredom, or they are not interested in the topic means sometimes they may pull the ear. So these are the actions are key indicators of an individual. It may be in an interview, and also some other places when we meet people, when we talk with people. So negative key indicators are these actions, and positive key indicators are like this. Is some rubbing hands means yes, like this means positive. That is positive indicator. So we should know all this body language, and accordingly we will understand our positions and conditions. So look good, feel good, and all feel good factor. So we should look good, dress well, neatly, appropriately for the industry, and wear polished shoes, black shoes preferably. If you are, while going interview, we have to dress well, neatly, and we should appear well and present ourselves well, physically as well as mentally, and wear shoes, neatly polished shoes. Keep the smiley face, avoid stress and tension. And few more slides, madam. Only few more slides. We'll finish it. And feel good means feel confident and comfortable. Breathe deep and slowly. This way has a calming effect. Your whole body is relaxing. Then sound good. Speak clearly and confidently. So we have to speak clearly and confidently. And seeing eye to eye. Eye contact is very important. Proper eye contact with the interviewers while speaking, and listening also. While listening also, we have to have eye contact, proper eye contact. So sometimes the telephone interviews will attend. That time you have to practice with your own group. Again, we have to practice and mirror their verbal patterns when they are speaking in the phone. Yes, and what is your qualification? What is your experience? Means when we are speaking, that time they will listen, and if they speak and we have to listen at the same time, we can also mirror their verbal patterns, and we can repeat some of the keywords, whatever they are telling. And better stand than sitting. When you attend telephone interviews, then it is better to stand and speak than sitting. And use active listening. Says yes, yes, like that, so that when they are speaking, you are also responding properly. So these are all positive indicators. So take notes while you are on the phone. You can recap. So always you have a notebook and note down the information what they are speaking, so that you can summarize that. You can recap that. And do's and don'ts: give accurate and appropriate information in your resume, in your CV. Answer to open-ended questions. Tell me about yourself means you speak about yourself, present about yourself confidently. It should not be too lengthy lecture. Must know the time, location, and of the plan to reach 1 hour before. So you must reach 1 hour before to the interview place. keep required original and photocopies of the certificate. So you should always keep your original certificates and photocopies, and treat interview seriously. So it's not a casual, visit. You should seriously think that you will get the job. And then two-way interaction, ask for clarification if required. So you can ask clarifications. Don't make any negative comments about your previous company. Don't give impression that you are only interested in salary. So only salary, don't think. You tell that you are interested in a good environment to develop yourself and work in a team. Like, so how avoid heavy cologne or perfume. Depart gracefully. So thank after the interview. Thank you, like that. And believe focused action beats brilliance any day. Very intelligent people they may not select, so they will select the best candidate for their requirement for their company or industry. So believe focused action beats brilliance any day. So you have to have focused action. All the best.